So you had some changes in the dividend portfolio recently.
My most recent video talked about that as well.
Can we talk about that for a second? Or can you talk about it while I go grab a beer and go pee real quick?
Yeah, while you're grabbing a beer, we just got another super chat from Dade. He wants to know what beers are drinking
Dade.
tonight, and yeah, so we and wants to know when hats are coming out. People were that's on you, bud. That's
That's
on
an
you.
that's an OG one right there, man.
I am drinking Schweppes tonight because tomorrow's my first day of school, and I also cleanse out and do sober September. I know it's only the 31st, but I'm going to go sober September. JJ's drinking Allagash White. So
Straight from
what?
Portland.
So what did you ask me to talk about? Oh, that I
I
sold.
want your dividend changes and kind of
Okay.
your thought process on that. While you're saying that, I'm gonna go grab a beer, go to the bathroom. I'll be up in like a minute.
Is it number one or number two?
Oh, it's number one.
Okay.
But I gotta walk down a circular set of stairs, and it's
You got to get yourself a fire hole, pole that you could just slide
it'd be
down.
perfect. If this was my house, would do it instantly. Instantly, I'd
Is
cut a
that
hole right in the middle of the floor. Just whoop. I was gonna say something else, but I respect my wife too much for that.
But as far as the dividend portfolio, so I had 25 stocks for those of you that don't know. Pretty much I'm a blue chip dividend aristocrat, dividend king kind of guy for the most part. There are some other ones that are in there. I posted a link to the pie that because we use M1 Finance for that because it's the best buy and hold brokerage there is. Call me a liar. So we had that in there. I had 25 stocks in there. Like I said, most of them pretty much blue chips. I would say maybe 5 to 8 of them are maybe a little bit more dividend growth, if you will. But I was very happy with the 25. And a couple weeks ago, I did a QILD video. And when JJ gets back, we can talk about that because he also knows a ton about QILD. But in that QILD video, when I was talking with JJ about QILD, he was like, dude, I know you did a video about it 2 years ago, but you gotta reevaluate SCHD. And I'm like, I'm a VYM guy. And he's like, I kind of still think VYM is better for the most part, but the way my dividend portfolio was aligned, the top holdings in VYM were very, very similar to stocks I already had. Meaning like VYM had all of these blue chip dividend aristocrats and dividend things. So by adding VYM, I'd be being redundant. When I looked at SCHD, there was only one company in their top 10 holdings that I owned. So essentially, I could sell one of my companies and then get that company back by buying SCHD, as well as adding 9 other companies that were in the top 10 of SCHD. Their growth has been about the same. Their expense ratios are about the same with VYM, and their growth's actually been a little bit better. Not this year, actually. This year to date, VYM's been a little bit better, but I think that's because they had more like value ETFs in there than SCHD did. But when I did the video 2 years ago, one of the criticisms that I had for SCHD is that I wanted to give them, they were kind of newer then. They're still, I guess, considered new, but they were much newer 2 years ago. And
Is
I
that
wanted,
accounted? Sorry to interrupt you.
yeah,
Is
go
that
on.
accounted for dividends adjusted return, or is that
Yes.
just price? Okay. All
Yep.
right. Okay.
And I showed that in the video. I brought it up on Stock Rover and I showed the difference, similar to what you did when you compared the two. And I was like, this actually works for my personal portfolio. So I sold off Pepsi, which was the number one holding inside SCHD. And I added SCHD as the same exact weight. So in my dividend portfolio through M1 Finance, I make all of them 4%. So SCHD came in at 4%. So that was like $1,500 or so. Pepsi left, but I still got some Pepsi. And I did mention in the video that I might change it up and give a little bit more weight to SCHD, especially because it has so many more companies that I do love Pepsi. It's one of my favorite dividend stocks. So I went from like 4% in just Pepsi to like 3% of 4% because that's their holding is 3% in there. So I might want to boost it up, but I'm not trying to do too much too quick with the dividend portfolio. It is very set it and forget it. I'm not looking to make any change. This is the first change I made to it in well over a year.